Olivia here. I thought I'd take a walk in the woods, but this isn't a good spot. See, this is much more inviting. The entrance draws you in, like a good beginning or exposition of a story. And an intriguing ending can leave you thinking about the story for days. Saki's short story, The Interlopers, does both things. Let's look at its narrative arc to see how. To identify the story's narrative arc, let's map out the plot events. The exposition tells you that the Gradwitz and Znaeum families have been fighting over a strip of forest in Eastern Europe for 3 generations. One windy night, Ulrich von Gradwitz is searching this forest for his enemy, George Znaeum. The complicating incident is that Ulrich finds George, and each man wants to seriously harm the other. This standoff continues through the rising action, beginning with a freak accident. A tree falls, trapping both men beneath it. The enemies argue and threaten each other, but soon settle down as they wait for help. The climax is a turning point in the men's relationship. Ulrich suggests they end their feud, and George agrees. The falling action seems to promise a happy ending. Ulrich and George cooperate to help their men find them. Then the author adds a twist. Ulrich thinks he sees rescuers approaching, but it's actually wolves. Saki leaves the fate of Ulrich and George unsaid. Readers must infer the fate of the 2 men. How do the exposition and falling action create meaning? Let's look for key details. First, the land dispute seems like a petty excuse for Ulrich and George to hate each other. And setting the story in the disputed forest creates the perfect opportunity for the men to finally put an end to their feud, which hints that someone is likely to die. But then, nature intervenes. Now, it doesn't matter who's the rightful landowner. The men are equally helpless. Forced to see how ridiculous they've been, the men end their feud. Ironically, the men now wish some interlopers would join them, and they seem to get their wish, until it becomes clear that the tables have turned. Given all their previous foolishness, their fate is to be killed by the beasts they once used as an excuse to hunt each other. Examining the narrative arc of a story can lead to a deeper meaning. Key details in the exposition and falling action of The Interlopers are helpful in identifying the central idea of the story. Foolish hatred can lead to tragedy, and anyone may be an interloper or intruder to someone or something else. In identifying the central idea of the story. Foolish hatred can lead to tragedy, and anyone may be an interloper or intruder to someone or something else.